Hello friends, I am Dr. Apur Trivedi, Associate Professor at Himalayan School of Management Studies, Swami Rama Himalayan University. Welcome to this introductory session on industrial relation. At its core, industrial relation isn't just a study of interactions between employers and employee. Rather, it's a vast integrated network that includes the multi-dimensional relationship within the industrial ecosystem. It is where the societal, legal, economic, and technological threads converge, weaving the rich tapestry of modern industry. This course will unravel the complex narratives of the workplace, shedding light on the evolution, dynamics, and challenges that underpin the ever-evolving industrial sphere. Whether you are aspiring to be a corporate leader, an HR professional, or an entrepreneur, mastering the nuances of industrial relations is important. In today's session, we will explore various aspects of industrial relations, beginning with the evolution of industries, salient feature of industrial revolution, the changes brought in by it, detailed outline of concept of industrial relations, and other related aspects. To begin, let's travel back to the late 18th and early 19th centuries, when the first seeds of the Industrial Revolution were sown. In India, although the Industrial Revolution began in Great Britain, its influence was seen globally, including in India, a British colony at that time. So, from the first cotton mill in Kolkata in 1818 to the establishment of a series of jute mills along the banks of the Hooghly River. The initial phase of the Industrial Revolution in India was focused on textile. This was followed by the setting up of industries in sectors like steel, sugar, cement, and paper during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This was followed by the setting up of industrial sectors like steel, sugar, cement, and paper during the late 19th and early 20th century. Post-independence, India adopted a socialist-inspired economic model with element of capitalism. A series of 5-year plans were launched to drive industrial development. We saw the establishment of heavy industry with the state playing a dominant role. The liberalization of the economy in 1991 brought a paradigm shift, and the industrial sector became more dynamic, featuring both public and private players. Today, India is one of the largest economies in the world with a robust industrial infrastructure spanning diverse sectors. To understand the emergence of industrial relations, it is necessary to understand the process of evolution of industries. The evolution of industries has been quite gradual. There was a time in human civilization when there used to be no industrial activity. This evolution not only reveals the transformation of production and trade practices, but also captures the essence of societal shifts over time. At the dawn of the civilization, a human being driven by the basic needs indulged in simple activities like hunting, fishing, and gathering. It was raw, rudimentary, but foundational. As we discovered farming, societies settled. The cultivated lands, domesticated animals, and agriculture became the central economic activity. This period witnessed the birth of settled communities and a shift from nomadism. With settled societies came specializations. Individuals began crafting items from pottery to tools relying on manual skills, and trade began in a barter system, exchanging goods for goods. As cities grew and trade became more refined, guilds emerged. These were the associations of craftsmen and merchants with specific skills. They had their own rules, ensuring quality and protecting member interests. Transitioning further, we saw the emergence of the putting out system. Here, merchants provided raw material to craftsmen who then processed it from their homes. It was a precursor to the factory system, combining elements of both manual and entrepreneurial skills. Marked by a series of inventions, the Industrial Revolution was a monumental shift. This period marked the transition from the manual labor to the mechanized production. The Industrial Revolution, spanning from the late 18th to the early 19th century, kick-started an era of unprecedented change and growth. So let's understand its defining features. Starting with the technological innovations, the birth of Industrial Revolution was marked by groundbreaking inventions, the spinning jenny, the power loom, and the steam engine, to name a few. They radically altered the way people worked, vastly increasing production capabilities and altering traditional crafts. The steam engine was not only pivotal in factories, but also revolutionized the transport. The introduction of railways and improved roadways facilitated the swift movement of goods and people. Similarly, innovations like the telegraph transformed long-distance communication, making the world a smaller place. This led to the shift from agrarian to the industrial economies. Before the revolution, economies were largely based on agriculture and handicraft. The Industrial Revolution marked a profound shift toward machine-based manufacturing, making industries the new backbone of the economies. Now, considering the changing socio-economic dimension, with industrialization came changes in social structures. There was a surge in the middle class and a distinct working class emerged. This change also brought about a shift in societal values, with an emphasis on material progress and capitalist ideologies. With the industry taking the center stage, there was a massive migration from rural to urban areas. Cities grew rapidly, often without much planning, leading to crowded living conditions, but also fostering a new urban culture. Infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and public building, saw significant development. Lastly, the rise of factories and mass production. The very heart of the Industrial Revolution was the factory system. Instead of handmade goods, which were produced at homes or small workshops, factories became the sites of mass production, employing hundreds to thousands of workers and churning out large quantities of goods. While the roots of the Industrial Revolution were firmly in Europe, its impact was global. In the Indian context, this revolution influenced the colonial economic policies, leading to a transformation in the Indian industries and crafts. However, while India reaped some benefits, it also faced challenges as it integrated into the global industrial economy. Now, the industrial environment in India has seen a significant transformation over the decades. First, there has been a significant shift toward the professional management of the industry. Traditionally, industries in India were managed by individuals or families who combined in themselves the function of both entrepreneur as well as the manager. Today, industries are increasingly driven by professional managers with specialized training, ensuring efficiency and a global perspective in operations. Secondly, the rise and disinvestment of the public sector. It reflected a change in India's economic strategy. While public sector once dominated the industrial landscape, today there is a conscious move towards disinvestment, aiming for a leaner, more efficient government role in business. Then we have seen a surge in foreign investment in industry. Global conglomerates, lured by India's market potential, have set shop, leading to a blend of international and domestic industrial practices. Finally, technological advancement has altered industries at their core. Automation, artificial intelligence, and advanced machinery have revolutionized production process, product development, and even market strategies. Together, these changes signal India's evolving and dynamic industrial arena. So now let's discuss the features of industrial labor in India. The industrial labor in India had a typical characteristic which is marked by the rural background, since majority of them migrated from villages and they were unfamiliar with the urban and industrial life. Their level of literacy was also low, and this impacted their adaptability and awareness in the industrial setting. Predominantly, the entire workforce was male workers, and this male dominated workforce was governed by the societal norms which prevented female participation in the industries. The diverse background, languages, religion, and all of it contributed to the heterogeneity of the workforce, and there was a lack of unity also. This diversity led to the absence of collective identity, and it affected collective bargaining and the strength of workers and union collectively. Another important characteristic of the industrial labor in India was the migratory nature of the workforce. The workers oscillated between villages and industries. Labor force stability was affected. Now let's see the concept of industrial relation. Industrial relation is a relationship between the employers, employees, and the government. So it's a tripartite relation between the three parties, which includes the employer, the employee, and the government, and it encompasses the collective and the individual arrangements. The key stakeholders of this entire relationship are the employers, their associations, employees, their unions, and the government agencies. The main aims and objectives of industrial relation revolves around maintaining harmony, ensuring productivity, upholding the workers' right, and resolving conflict. Various tools are used to fulfill these objectives. Tools like collective bargaining, grievance system, and various labor laws. Now, dear friends, let's discuss the significance of good industrial relations. The prime significance of good industrial relations is the industrial peace. The harmonious environment ensures that there are minimal disputes, which fosters a collaborative environment for all the stakeholders to grow in the conducive work environment. It also leads to higher productivity. Mutual respect boosts motivation, elevating organizations' efficiency. And at the core of maintaining good industrial relation is the concept of industrial democracy, where every member's voice is valued and there is a feeling of ownership and belongingness amongst all the stakeholders. Collective bargaining is the process where the workers negotiate the terms related to the employment and they can ensure fair wages and working conditions using this. Another significance of good industrial relations lies in the fair benefits to the workers. So, the benefits extend beyond wages, like providing for the health and safety of the workers and growth opportunity and learning and development opportunity for the workers. Better industrial relations also creates an environment which is very proactive towards accepting change in the working process. So, we can say that good industrial relations results into facilitation of change and smooth implementation of technological and organizational evolutions. Let's discuss the factors affecting industrial relations. Industrial relations are shaped and influenced by a multitude of factors. Let's break down these factors to understand the dynamic landscape of industrial relations better. We'll start with the institutional factors. The state policy are the directives and guidelines laid down by the government. These factors can either bolster or hinder the harmony in the industries. Labor laws and legislation lays the foundation that define rights, responsibilities and set the boundaries for both employers and employees. Voluntary codes are the self-regulated guidelines industries may adopt, often going beyond what the law mandates. And most importantly, collective bargaining agreements, which are contracts negotiated between the employers and unions setting the terms of employment. Moving on to the economic factors, the health of an economy, wage structures, financial stability of an industry, and job security play pivotal roles in shaping the industrial relations. Economic downturns or booms can strain or foster relationships, respectively. Societal norms, cultural values, and traditional influence is a determinant of how workers and employers perceive their role and relate to each other. This has a significant impact on the industrial relations. The methods and type of technology used can redefine the job roles. The rate of technological changes can cause anxiety or optimism. Lastly, the industry's ability to keep pace with the emerging technological trends influence how adaptable the workforce is. The attitude, approach, and the mindset of the top management or business owners have a direct bearing on the workforce's morale and motivation, and it plays a significant role in creating a conducive environment for harmonious industrial relations. How employees perceive their roles, their values, and their employers influence the relation dynamics. Political factors to weigh in: political stability, policies of ruling parties, and the relationship between trade unions and political entities can either disrupt or stabilize industrial relations. We must also consider the organizational factors. The structure of an organization, its hierarchy, communication, channels, and management styles, as they all impact the nature of the industrial relations. Lastly, the global factors in an interconnected world, global economic trends, international labor laws, and global market dynamics can shape domestic industrial relations in significant ways. The equilibrium of industrial relations is delicately balanced, influenced by a variety of internal and external forces. It's like a complex puzzle where each piece has its own role and significance. We can see the labor productivity growth in India from the financial year 2013 to 21. And the growth has been steadily increasing, barring few exceptions of COVID. So, industrial peace is the backbone of a thriving industry. When peace reigns, there is harmony between different stakeholders, be it employers, employees, or society at large. This harmony translates into smooth operations, timely deliveries, and a positive reputation in the market. However, the absence of this peace, which we term as industrial unrest, has far-reaching consequences. Strike, lockouts, and other manifestations of unrest often lead to halted production. This disruption incurs huge financial losses, not just to the industry, but to the larger economy. It affects supply chains, increase the cost of goods, and can even influence the stock market. So, beyond the economic repercussions, prolonged industrial conflicts can breed societal tensions. Workers, when disgruntled, can manifest their grievance beyond the factory gates, affecting the harmony of communities and sometimes even leading to civil disturbances. Better industrial relations aren't just a checkbox for an organization, they are the lifeblood that ensures its survival, growth, and sustenance. As budding managers and leaders, the onus is on us to recognize this significance and act proactively to ensure a harmonious industrial environment. As we draw our exploration of industrial relations to a close, it is essential to reflect on our journey together. We have navigated through the intricacies of industry's evolution, its many dynamics, and the undeniable importance of fostering harmonious relationship within its realm. We'll be discussing about other methods through which this kind of industrial unrest can be stopped and better worker participation can be ensured. Thank you very much.